This archived clip from Make Live is brought to you by DigiKey.
Join us live every second and fourth Wednesday of the month.
Hi everybody, I'm Ben Light, and I'm going to show you how to make these Papercraft lanterns that can go on your Christmas lights. They're really simple and fun to make. Alright, so the materials you'll need are manila folder, the printout that you can get on my website, you'll need X-Acto, Scotch tape, some sort of pin or nail or something sharp. I'm using a dental tool, clippers, pliers, some easy bendable wire, hole punch, hot glue gun, straight edge, and a cutting board to do all the work on. And of course, Christmas lights. I have a pattern here, and it's really simple. You just use a nail or a pin. I'm actually using a little dental tool, but anything that's pointed. You line the paper up on the folder, and you want to poke through both sides of it because you can actually make two of them at the same time. So all I'm doing is poking in each one of these circles without moving the paper from the folder. So now that we have all our holes, you want to follow the pattern on here. The dark lines are cut lines, the medium gray are score on top, the light gray are score on bottom. The scoring, you have to be just really light. You don't want to cut through the paper. A little goes a long way. As for cutting, you want to make sure you cut through both layers of the folder at the same time. Again, you'll make two at the same time. The reason we made all the holes and we're following them on our cutting pattern is we don't want to draw on the folder. It would show up through the light. We basically just want the cut mark and nothing else. It won't affect the light. So just a light score makes it really easy to bend along those edges. Okay, so once everything's cut out and everything is scored and folded, we move on to the next step. Get some hole punchers. Take the pentagon shape, and in the center hole, pop a hole. And with the dental tool, you want to widen the remaining two holes. So just cut yourself some wire, about that long. Taking one of the light bulbs, you just basically wrapping it around, and depending on the stiffness of your wire, this will either be really simple or a real pain in the butt, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And just 2 loops is fine. Push it all the way through, and if it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world. We can kind of move it later. But put that off to the side, and we'll get back to that. Taking your hole punchers again, take the star, and get about as close to center as possible. And it's even okay if you mar up the star at the bottom there, and no one's going to see that part. That's really just the base. And put that to the side. Now comes the tricky part. We've got the majority of our star and the one extra arm. And the reason it can't all be one piece is because you can't get a 3-dimensional out of a flat the way we're folding it. So make sure that all of your scores are bent. And what we're going to do is we're going to tape this piece into this piece and fill the void. So if you're like me, your cuts aren't exactly perfect, but seeing a little bit of daylight is fine, knowing that this is going to be a joint. So, if you've done it all right, it looks like a star. Now we're going to get to the hot gluing. And pick a starting point, and all you need is a little bit of glue. And please watch your fingers. This stuff really burns if it gets on you. And you're going to just line up that first piece up along, avoid the glue, and just push down. And we're going to work our way across the star doing the one side only. You could get around the family table, kitchen table, and crank out a bunch of these with a family, make it maybe a tradition making holiday ornaments, Christmas ornaments. If you have a lot of help, you can pop out a lot of these. So that's the star all glued up, and the only last part is to attach the pentagon with the wire that we had before, and the only real trick is to match up the holes. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Even if it's a little tight, the bulb will still get in there, the wire will give. And if you're not comfortable with hot glue, you can always use tape. It's a little more complicated. So we've turned the lights down so we can see the effect of when you put it on for the first time. And all you do is stick the light in the hole in the back, and ta-da! It's kind of a nice warm glow that the folder gives you. And the only thing you have to do to secure it is take the wires in the back and bend them around the electrical wire. So I hope I showed you that it's not that difficult and maybe inspired you to make some of your own. The template can be downloaded on my website, and it's really simple, and happy holidays.